Today we're taking a look at these MLB matches: Oakland Athletics vs Colorado Rockies, Chicago Cubs vs San Francisco Giants, Seattle Mariners vs Los Angeles Angels, and New York Mets vs San Diego Padres, which are happening on Sunday, June 6, 2021, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes. Let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. And if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 270 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours and hours of your time searching the internet for some fake betting predictions and losing your money because of it. Join High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advices instantly. With injuries to Mike Fears and Jesus Luzardo, James Kaprielian has been thrust into a starter's role. His first 2 starts were superb, but he ran into some trouble last time out against the Mariners. He couldn't get out of the 4th inning, allowing 4 earned runs and 5 hits while walking 3 and recording 3 strikeouts. Still, he has a 2.95 ERA, a 4.45 FIP, and a 1.125 WHIP in 21.1 innings. He has allowed 7 runs, 3 home runs, and 15 hits while walking 9 and striking out 22 batters. Opposing hitters have batted .190 against Kaprielian, with a .222 BABIP and a 47.4% hard hit rate. After posting an ugly 7.36 ERA in 2 relief appearances last season, the Athletics right-hander has flashed the potential that allowed him to cruise through the A's minor league system. Kaprielian has relied more on his off-speed offerings this season, showing added confidence in his changeup and curveball to go along with his fastball-slider combination. The approach has worked, for the most part, as Kaprielian has been able to avoid hard contact while holding opposing hitters to a slim .190 batting average so far this season. German Marquez has been lights out over his last 3 starts. In 20 combined innings against Arizona, New York, and Texas, Marquez has allowed just 9 hits and 2 earned runs. He has walked 6 and struck out 21 over the past 3 games. He took a no decision against Texas in his last start, allowing just 1 earned run and 2 hits over 7 innings while recording 7 strikeouts. Entering tonight's matchup, Marquez has worked 65.1 innings and has allowed 30 earned runs, 6 home runs, and 58 hits. He has walked 33 and recorded 69 strikeouts on the year. He has a 3.73 FIP and a 1.393 WHIP, and his opponents have batted .240 against him with a .311 BABIP and a 38.1% hard hit rate. My betting advice for that game is to pick Colorado Rockies -105. Chicago has been brought back down to earth in this series against the Giants. They fell in Game 1 by a score of 7-2 and then lost 8-5 Friday night. The Cubs offense has quickly seen Javier Baez and Chris Bryant jump into leadership positions on the offense after the last few seasons saw a lack of consistency between the two. They combined to lead the team across the 5 major offensive categories, with Bryant having the better on-base numbers, while Baez has been more of the power producer. Bryant is hitting .316 and getting on base nearly 40% of the time, while also leading the team with 62 hits. Baez has 14 home runs and 39 RBI to lead the way on those accounts. Anthony Rizzo has returned to hit over .300 over the last week as he continues to regain his form, and Patrick Wisdom has used some of the infield injuries to earn his way into more playing time behind his .429 average over the last week. The Giants come in with one of the best records in baseball, and while it makes sense to be skeptical of them so far, as a team they have proved their ability to grab wins with or without their top offense out there. Cueto is much more reliable as a starter given all the experience that he's gained over the years, and it's a great position to be in as a team as well, given that the Giants are playing at home in the finale. We are still waiting for the results of Saturday's game, but it will be another tough one for Chicago as the Giants are starting their ace, Kevin Gausman. Despite the unsuccessful start to the series against the Giants, the Cubs still find themselves in first place of the NL Central. As of Saturday morning, they are one game ahead of the Milwaukee Brewers in the division. At the time of writing, the Giants, 36-21, are in first place of the NL West and one game up on San Diego. The San Francisco offense definitely has a little less punishing ability than the Cubs do, but has found success all the same so far on the year. The ageless Evan Longoria is hitting a team-best .275 and is getting on base around 36% of the time, while Buster Posey has continued to grow into his veteran role, leading the team with 45 hits. Brandon Crawford has added 12 home runs and 36 RBI, with Posey not far behind him with 10 home runs himself. Over the last week, though, everyone in the lineup has been playing strong baseball, which should bode well for Sunday, as 6 Giants come in hitting over .300 of late. The Giants continue to prove that they belong towards the top of a division that includes the World Series champion Dodgers and the star-studded Padres. Many are expecting the Giants to fall off and buckle this season, but San Francisco's numbers and production on the young season say otherwise. My betting advice for that game is to pick Giants -105. The Mariners aren't playing well at the moment and they dropped 3 of their last 4 games. They will try to bounce back from their loss with a win over the Angels, which will give them their second win in their last 5 games. Without Mitch Haniger, there's no knowing where this team will be, as he has led the way in 4 out of 5 major offensive categories. He's hitting .262 with 14 home runs, 37 RBI, and 58 hits. Ty France leads in OBP at .338, but besides those two, it's been an immense struggle for much of the year. The Mariners still have 8 hitters who get playing time hitting below .200. The most concerning is probably Jared Kelenic, who came into the season as one of the top prospects in baseball, but is only hitting .101 on the season. J.P. Crawford has hit .316 over the last week, though might give a glimpse into someone who can become a solid contributor. The Angels have some of the best star power in the league behind Mike Trout and the legend of Shohei Ohtani, but the pitching staff and bottom of the order haven't been as sharp in May as they were the first few weeks of the season. The Angels have picked it up of late, but the injuries are quickly mounting up for a club that can't really afford that at this point in time. Mike Trout is on the 10-day IL with a calf strain, while Dexter Fowler went out for the season in April, and the middle infield is a little beat up between Franklin Barreto and Jose Iglesias, both remaining out through at least the end of the weekend. The Angels will definitely miss Trout in the lineup, but he surprisingly isn't leading the Angels in any offensive categories so far. Jared Walsh started off the season on a tear and still leads the team in batting average, .298, OBP, .358, and hits, 59. From a power standpoint, who else could it be leading the way other than Shohei Ohtani? Ohtani hasn't only been able to get it done on the mound but leads the team in home runs, 15, and RBI, 40. Over the last week, Walsh has 2 home runs and Justin Upton has another 2, which has helped add a little depth to the lineup. Los Angeles is averaging 4.42 runs per game. Their .244 batting average is 7th in the league. Their .306 on base percentage is 21st, while their .409 slugging percentage is 11th. Jared Walsh leads Los Angeles with a .298 batting average, while Shohei Ohtani leads the team with 15 home runs and 40 RBI. Los Angeles pitching ranks near the bottom of the league. Opponents have a .250 batting average against the Angels, which is 24th in the league. Their 4.95 ERA is 28th, while their 1.42 WHIP is 30th. In his last start, Quintana gave up 2 hits and 2 runs in 3 innings, leading to a 4-2 win over Oakland. They will need a better performance from him if they want to get the win. My betting advice for that game is to pick Mariners. After failing to put up much offense in the first two games of the series in San Diego, the Mets generated enough on Saturday night to back Jacob deGrom, who lowered his season ERA to 0.62 with another outstanding performance. Jose Peraza and Francisco Lindor each hit solo shots to get the Mets on the board in the top of the fifth, with Jonathan Villar and Kevin Pillar later adding insurance runs on RBI singles. New York is 29th in runs per game at 3.57 and is second in runs allowed per game at 3.51. They are 21st in team batting average at 230th and 28th in home runs per game at 0.86. New York will start right-hander Marcus Stroman. Stroman is 4-4 with a 2.66 ERA in 11 starts. He allowed 0 runs on 3 hits in 6 innings in his last start and has allowed 2 runs or fewer in 3 of his last 4 outings. Pete Alonso leads New York with 7 homers and 24 RBI. The team leader in batting is Dominic Smith at .258. James McCann has 5 homers and 19 runs driven in. The Mets will be without Albert Almora, Robinson Cano, Michael Conforto, J.D. Davis, Johnny Fargas, Luis Guillorme, and Jeff McNeil. Blake Snell allowed 1 hit in 7 innings, allowing no runs while striking out 10 as the San Diego Padres shut out New York. Mark Melancon came on to close out the contest, and did allow 2 hits, but struck out the side for his 19th save of the season. Manny Machado hit his 7th home run of the season and drove in both runs in the contest. The depleted Mets offense has predictably struggled with an average of 3.64 runs per game on a 0.669 team OPS this season. New York's pitching staff is among MLB's elite with a 3.15 collective ERA that trails only the Padres. Marcus Stroman has been a huge part of that with a 2.64 ERA and will make his 13th start of the season on Sunday to close out the series. The 30-year-old is coming off a no decision against the Arizona Diamondbacks last Tuesday, allowing 3 runs on 7 hits with 6 strikeouts in 6 innings. Pete Alonso should provide a boost after recently being activated off the IL, as he's got a 0.781 OPS, 7 homers and 24 RBI in 42 games. My betting advice for that game is to pick San Diego Padres, -115. Good luck to all of you. That's it for this video. Stay tuned and stay safe for the next betting tips and advice.